right, pretty exciting stuff tonight, guys. Coming to you live from the chase, on the road, doing the deal. It's going to be a killer show. We're going to do these every evening. We're going to check in, let you know what went on for the day, where we're at, and the whole deal. But man, I'll tell you what, 300 miles today and killer heat, beautiful scenery. It was worth every inch of it. We're going live in just 2.5 minutes. Stick around. Kip Cutler, I can tell you, as we're all pulling for him. Dennis Dahlberg did the 29 miles per day. Awesome, so cool. But hey, the story's not about. I'm gonna cut you guys loose and send you live. Wait till.
Hey everybody, what is happening? As you can see from some of our latest posts, we made a 294 mile trek today from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, all the way to here, right on this mighty lake right back behind us, Branson, Missouri. Hey, today was awesome. We'll get a little bit more into that here in a few minutes. I am Jason Sims. I am your host for tonight. I'm going to give you a live recap of what is happening on the cross-country chase. We have a lot of great information for you. We'll be interviewing some riders and some staff, and just bringing you some great content throughout the week. So, hey, let's start off with what happened yesterday. So, yesterday we had the first official launch of the 2021 chase. In Cape Girardeau at the Red Star Boat Access. I'm sure for you guys there from our last broadcast, the bikes had to do a 30-mile course, and anyway, it went very, very well. Unfortunately, we did have one person that did make it on the sweep trailer. We had a person that lost a coil last night, so today we started out from Cape Girardeau at about 7 o'clock this morning, Class 1. For you guys that don't know, Class 1 is motorcycles that are 500 cc and less. Class 2 is the 500 to 1000 cc class. And then Class 3 is everything that is over 1000 cc. So everything great this morning. We had a beautiful route from there to cat video of our exact route from the last 295 miles. Let's roll this. So as you can see here, we take off from Cape Girardeau. We make about a 78 mile trek just right past Piedmont, Missouri, where the riders actually had to stop and take one part of their challenge, which is the daily quiz. The quiz today consisted of 12 questions, 6 of them being early American history and 6 of them being geographical of what happened over the last few days as riders were coming to Cape Girardeau. So as you can see, we are in some of the greatest 2-lane back roads of America. I mean, just take a look at this this trip that we did, the elevations that we did, unbelievable. And really today was, in my opinion, probably was unbelievable. We had a lot of rookies that were very, very nervous at first, and they did great. Ended up having 5 motorcycles on the sweep trailer, which isn't bad. I mean, considering exactly everything that everybody was going through, the terrain that we were going through, the extreme heat. I think all in all we did pretty well. I think from what I've seen with the trailer coming in, I think everybody might be. Let me bring in one of my first guests here, a first-time rider to the cross-country chase. He's also been a very, very long supporter of the event, of both the chase and the Cannonball. I'm joined today by Greg Allen. Greg, how's it going today?
Actually, it's going really well, Jason.
Is it?
Yep.
So tell everybody out there exactly what you're riding this week.
Well, I'm riding a 1932 BMW.
Mm-hmm.
It's a single-cylinder, 200 cc's.
Okay.
Wide open, is rated at 6 horsepower.
Oh, wow. Kicking 6 horsepower.
Kicking 6 horsepower.
So tell us, first time competing on this, what's your thoughts?
I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah?
I've been involved with the Cannonball and the chase from a sponsorship standpoint, and all along I've wanted to be a competitor.
Oh, yeah?
And it finally came together. Kelly Maudlin from Twisted Oz Museum sold me a wonderful, complete running bike. It's just needed a little bit of love, and so it's coming together. I'm learning on the big hills to get as much of a running start as I can, and sometimes I'm all the way down to first or second gear before I get to the top, but that was to be expected with a small bike.
Right. So let's start out at the beginning of the day of course, you're a Class 1 bike, so you're one of the first bikes to get out of there. Tell us about maybe the first 30 minutes of the ride.
First 30 minutes is kind of just taking it really easy, giving the bike lots of time to get warmed up and settled in, so that the piston clearance is a little bit loose, and so it takes about that 20-30 miles before it's fully up to temperature and kind of quiets down and settles in, and then part of it is seeing if there's another rider that you can ride with who's going to run about the same speed,
right,
up hills and down hills. I thought I was going to ride with Dave Courier for a while. He's on a 500 single, and but ultimately when it came to the hills, he had more
power,
more torque, more power than I did, so he just kind of left me alone.
Right. So he's kicking it probably enough. And let's talk about the next hour or so. Now that you're settled in, now what's going through your mind? How's the bike running? And let's talk about like how fast you're running.
Well, with my practice and preparation, I had kind of settled in that I was going to run somewhere between 38 and 42 miles an hour, because I still wanted to always have a little throttle left, so I wasn't actually running around 40, 41, sometimes 42, and and it was running good, and I just kept reminding myself, there's 5 more days. Don't get in a hurry.
So you've been pretty disciplined so far.
I have, as much as I've wanted to, you especially when take my time,
right,
stick to the plan I had, which was keep the bike alive.
Right. So, how about the terrain? Is what we went through today exactly what you expected?
Yes, from other cannonballs and chases that Mr. Clausen does, the route master. He always seems to find us beautiful roads that are uphill and down, and the switchbacks are fun.
Right.
And coming from Michigan, the one thing that isn't here is potholes.
These roads today were like glass, weren't they?
Oh, they were beautiful. I mean, the curves had nice banks to them, so you could just drive it right in deep, and didn't have to worry about, because it's steep enough, the rain washes the sand off, so you don't have to worry about dirt in the corner.
Right. I don't know if you experienced this. I'm sure you did. There was at times this or trying to pass us.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Right.
It was nice. It was just us. Oh boy.
Let's talk about your experience with the knowledge part of this.
The history of ladies and motorcycling. You're kind of in a hurry on the chase in the last time we ran. So, and there wasn't any real shaft drive.
Mm-hmm. That was a good question. Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
And if I got it right.
Exactly.
So I
a
did
lot of people
remember that.
think that it was to compete with BMW, which was false.
No, it was because of the sand.
Yep, exactly. So, you got one right.
I got one right. That's right.
Hey, I did get some results back from the test today. We did have 2 people that scored a 10 out of a 12, and the worst person only had 2 out of 12. So on last year's test, nobody ever got a perfect score for the day.
Okay.
And then last year we actually had people that got 0 right. So far we're on a good track.
Okay. So I'm probably in the middle someplace.
You could be in the middle somewhere.
Yep.
So.
All right.
Now you're one of those bikes that's handicapped really high, just because of the age of the motorcycle and also the displacement. So I think as we started the event, you were at one of the top people in the top standings. How do you think you're going to hold on to that? Just by being disciplined riding? Are you going to go back to the room tonight and do some more studying to try to keep up on those quiz questions?
Oh, there won't be any more studying for the quizzes. Tonight I'm putting one of the rear bearings back on the bike. I found one of the nuts on the bearing had worked loose, so we're putting that back together.
Okay.
And Todd Cameron, who is our reigning champion,
Right.
and I were tied with 18 provisional points when we started.
Mm-hmm.
So, Todd and I have a very friendly but professional competition here.
Right.
I think he's counted how many times he's passed me, though.
Oh, so the running thing right now is everybody's asking what one of the quiz questions that should be is how many times in a day can you pass Greg Allen? These guys are, around you a lot more and passing you a lot more than what we did today. So
One of my strategies, because I knew I couldn't maintain 45 miles an hour, is I knew what my gas stop could be.
Right.
And I knew I could run about 120 to 130 miles before gas stops, so I didn't lose that time getting gas to make up for my slower speed.
Right. So what, when you left this morning, this is something I wanted to touch on a little bit. Right.
I was just here for the ride, and I know that John Clausen always has an amazing route.
Right. Any of the cities that we may be, was this one of the things that are one of the cities that you thought we might have been going to?
The chase, that it really didn't matter to me where we went, because I knew we would go cool places.
Right. So I got a kick out of, I probably had 20 here,
Yeah.
Are we going here, and it was fun just to see kind of all the rest didn't even know where we were going. So throughout the day as we're going over this hill, I bet we're going to this, it was really fun just to kind of see the anticipation of exactly where we were going to be at. So,
well, I can tell you from all of the times I've been with the Cannonball and the Chase, I have seen parts of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's one of those amazing parts of this family event, if you will, is I get to see parts of America, and when we get done I'm happy to do it.
Okay. So what do you got, what do you have to do tonight to get back on the road tomorrow? Anything? Your hub?
Well, I was just checking the bike over, about this big, had come loose and was just hanging on the axle.
So you kind of jump back together and then go back over the bike?
Yeah, probably, I don't know, half hour to an hour maybe.
Right.
Old bikes don't together, and otherwise everything else is holding together pretty good.
Cool, cool. So what do you think about the lodging that we're at? We're at the Chateau on the Lake in Branson, Missouri. What do you think of this place?
Oh, this is Class A stuff here.
Isn't it?
Oh,
it's pretty
man.
fancy, isn't it?
I got a suite.
Oh, wow. I mean, we got great views out here. Every room has a great view. A beach down below. This place is amazing.
I mean, the staff is very friendly here. The staff and the hotel has a nice reminder for us
Right.
that their deck is friendly and cheerful, and they're doing the best they can.
They
And so,
sure are. They
so
sure
we
are.
need to remind all of our friends that are here, just be patient with everyone, because they're all
Exactly.
doing the best they can.
Are wondering, like, hey, I kind of know what I paid for lodging throughout this trip, and they're wondering, did I spend the budget on this place all here? And
Your text didn't say anything about bringing a bedroll or sleeping bag.
no, but
so-
you should always be prepared. You never know what I'm going to throw at you.
That's
so
right. That's right.
that could be something that comes in the future. So
Or if you pull up the
for joining me tonight,
Yeah.
good luck getting your bike back together. Good luck tomorrow, and
Great.
hopefully we'll see you at the finish line tomorrow.
I'm very proud to be a part of this
All
organization.
right, we'll see you later.
Thank you. See
All
you
right,
later.
Thanks. Hey, Greg, right there. Greg's one of our staff members here now that has been on the ride. I want to check in with her. She's been throughout the crowd of riders all day long, and I just want to check in with her. So we're joined here by Vicki Sanfilippo. She is our health and wellness person on this ride. She does an amazing job for us. We've had her for the last 4 or 5 events now.
5 now.
5 events. Everything staying hydrated. She does it all, and
Have
she
you ever
brings
had
great morale.
Have you ever had a family of like 80 boys? 80 boys. And I'm the mama. You know?
Basically are. You are. I think a lot of people see you that way. So, I mean, your job is to, like I said, keep us on track. You know, instill in us that we.
That I did this. They were afraid to talk to me. The guys were like afraid of me stopping.
Right.
They actually thought I was gonna, tell them they had to go to the hospital. They wanted to know how much I was gonna charge for doing it.
Right.
Like they had no clue what I was there for. So,
And now they get upset that you don't talk to them.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, well, you could have stopped and held your umbrella over me while I was working on my bike.
Right.
Their bikes and just go. And, everybody was enjoying the sweeping curves. And the impression I got at the end of the day was, wow, this is really cool. And when we pulled into the hotel, like, you really knocked it out of the park. They didn't know what to expect. But,
Right.
There were the route itself was absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, it was today, wasn't
And
it?
today wasn't quite as hot as yesterday. Yesterday a little bit. We were out in the hills. It was just a gorgeous day.
Right.
Everything
I did notice that a lot this morning as people were coming to the starting line, especially for the newcomers and even some of the veterans. I mean, after what happened yesterday of being so hot out there and just sweating all day, what was coming today? Were they going to experience some more?
Yeah.
And I think it really turned out pretty well. I mean,
Bikes
we
don't
had
like
some.
the heat.
No,
you
they
know?
don't.
And when you break down, it's
Right.
hard to work in that bike in
Right.
that kind of heat too.
So while you're out there today, I mean, with people breaking down and stopping at the quiz, have you been seeing guys taking kind of care of themselves? And
Oh yeah, they see me and they think electrolytes. That's my middle name, and I
Right.
mean you've really supplied us really well with the water.
yeah, we've really been
So,
going through it.
I haven't had to. Normally my saddlebags are full of water, and I stopped somewhere and got a cooler, and my one saddlebag is just all water and ice, and I didn't have to hand out one water today. It was kind of weird.
That's good.
And it's it's early in the chase, and people get tired. Each day they get a little bit more tired, so that kind of affects people. But this being short, I'm expecting their spirits to be great throughout.
I think so. I think everybody will get a good night's sleep tonight.
Yeah, I think so.
But,
I know a few.
But I know they want to be back out there tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they're gonna work hard.
yeah, I mean,
This bike is down, and you've got several different people who haven't had supper yet, and are
Right.
going to work late into the night and get a short night's sleep, and they'll be lucky if they get a shower. They'll be stinky in a few days.
for crew with the trucks and trailers. I know there's a couple of guys tonight looking for a welder. So,
yeah.
they need to go out there, and, part of the challenge is them going out there and trying to find local resources if they can to
Yeah.
get them back on the road in the morning. So,
Yeah. So all of that in day one.
I know. Hey, so for the people out there watching, or if there's any riders up there watching while they're eating, or they're up in their room, or they watch this later,
Don't. It's about endurance. I mean, that's one of the things you have written there. It's about their endurance.
Right.
So they focus so much on the motorcycle and keeping that motorcycle going that sometimes they forget about taking care of themselves, the basic things that they need to do so that they can endure the heat. I mean, it's not going to get any cooler. This is going to be a hot week every day. And when people think hydration, they're just always like pounding water, and they cool air here and there. So I would say just as much as you want to just race to the next location and get to the end spot so you can check into your hotel, take some of that time so you can not push yourself to the breaking point.
Exactly. That's a great tip for everybody out there. I mean, even the general public that's joining us tonight.
Tell me a little Band-Aid box that Barry Wardlaw gave me.
Oh, really?
An antique Band-Aid box.
Oh, no kidding. What, like
Yes.
one of the actual tin ones?
Yes, tin ones. Yes, I think it's got a little Snoopy or something on it, but it might have been before Snoopy.
Uh-huh.
So, he said it was antique because he had it when he was a kid.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He's
If
got
anybody
that
can do
motor-
it, he can definitely do it.
He's got the motor torn apart in the parking lot.
Already, huh?
He's got the heads off. He's working on the valves.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah. If anybody can do it, he can.
He can do it. The race is on.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Vicki. All right. So, broadcast update. In just a few minutes, you'll be able to see a great show tonight coming right from here, coast to coast, with Chris Simmons and Michael Lichter. They have one of the chase riders, and rooting on for your favorite chaser. Make sure that you guys are commenting on all the posts out there, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow morning with Chris Simmons. She'll be recorded. Thanks for tuning in.